wind. The heat index is going to climb into the mid-90s coming up. The upper 80s across town. A few spots have climbed into the 90s so far today. 90 degrees in Hamilton, 91 in Dillsboro, so a little bit warm out there, as well as in Florence where it's 92. We have 92 degrees on the west side as well. Factor in the humidity. There's not a ton of it, but that kind of gives us an even playing field for how hot it feels outside. Some spots feel like about 94 to 93 all across greater Cincinnati. So mid-90s out there for some today. And as we go into the next couple of days, it's going to stay hot and humid. It's also going to stay nice and sunny, at least through Thursday. Once we get into the second half of the week, late week, starting on Friday, we will start to see those rain chances returning. I don't think it's going to be a ton of rain still at this point, but it's still rain on a Friday night nonetheless, so it's a weather impact day. I'll show you what you can expect as we get into the weekend coming up. Sheree, one out there for sure, especially early on this morning, but overall, I still think it's a really gorgeous day across town. 88 degrees in Cincinnati now. Notice that the heat index is not too far away from where the actual air temperature is sitting, and that's simply because things across greater Cincinnati just aren't as humid as they could be. In fact, in the next couple of days, we are going to start to see that humidity climbing, but for right now, it's actually pretty comfortable outside as we move forward. For the rest of today, still feels like a July day across town. Temperature sitting right around 86 in Wilmington. We're at 89, and at the Lincoln Airport feels more like 94 when you factor in the humidity. Feels like closer to 91 in Batavia and Hamilton. Feels like about 92 degrees outside. High pressure helping keep things nice and quiet for us. There's our friend, the big H there. So that's what's keeping our sky just so gorgeous outside today. If you have plans to head out, if the kids have swim meets tonight, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about the rainfall. Plan on just a full-on swim meet with lots of fun and hopefully some wins for your family. But for the most part, I mean, this is the winning forecast through and through until we get to the upcoming weekend. Kind of the pattern that we're in right now is that we start to see those rain chances increasing a little bit more as we near the weekend, and that's the case for us here again this week. So for tomorrow, you will notice a slight uptick in humidity. That goes up just a little bit, so that starts to make it feel more like the mid-90s outside. Once we get to the weekend, starting on Friday, we will begin to see some scattered rain returning, primarily Friday afternoon and evening, and that rain chance will be hit and miss throughout the rest of the weekend. So Friday through Sunday still look to be weather impact days for us here at this point. Doesn't rain every single hour of the entire weekend, but there's at least the potential that you've got some rain moving in to your neighborhood at some point this weekend between those 3 days. But for the rest of tonight, still just gorgeous outside. You may see some fog in the morning because we've got another light wind that's going to settle in here overnight and a clear sky. So just really not too bad, but a little bit of patchy fog first thing in the morning tomorrow. That's certainly a possibility, especially along the rivers. But otherwise, we're looking at dry weather for your entire Wednesday. High temperatures reaching up to the 90s tomorrow. We're in the upper 80s now. Some towns have made it into the low 90s. I do think tomorrow more widespread 90s across greater Cincinnati is a good bet for a lot of us. The rest of this evening looks great if you're going to be out, again, going out to some meets, doing anything else, running errands, grilling out, trying to get the grass cut, whatever you need to do. Weather can kind of be back of mind. Thursday, topping out closer to 92 degrees. Once we get into Friday, if you're up as we head into the week, when it feels hottest outside and how long you have to enjoy the sun before rain returns coming up. At the pool, but as we head into the next couple of days, I don't know. Okay, so 90 though is what it feels like outside. If you've got a private pool maybe, or if you can turn the sprinkler on in your backyard, right? Let the kids just run out and enjoy, get that energy out while still staying cool. And it feels like 90 in Cincinnati right now. High pressure still in control for us. That's helping keep things nice and clear and quiet. We do have that air quality alert in effect now. Actually, this was extended into tomorrow. Not surprised by that. Might even get pushed into Thursday too, because our forecast isn't changing much over the next couple of days. But as we head into the weekend, those rain chances do start to increase. So I'll show you when you can expect to see some rain rolling into greater Cincinnati as the weekend approaches coming up. After ramp up tomorrow, we still also have that air quality alert in effect. I'll have more on that, plus the weekend rain that I'm tracking coming up here in a few minutes. You're watching Cincinnati's WLWT News 5, and we'll be right back. In the next couple of days, we'll kind of feel that going up a little bit more each and every day. 90 is what it feels like in Cincinnati right now. We are sitting in the upper 80s, so across town. So we don't have a huge difference in our heat index and where the actual air temperature is sitting, because humidity at this point is still in check. Of course, you still notice it when you step outside. Yes, absolutely. But it's nowhere near as bad as it was a couple of weeks ago. And even tomorrow, as we start to see a slight increase in that humidity, that's still also not going to be as bad as it was a couple of weeks weeks ago. So 91 in Wilmington right now is what you feel like. It feels like about 94 at the Lincoln Airport. Batavia 90, Hamilton 92. Beautiful blue sky thanks to high pressure that's in control and keeps things quiet for us here as we head into the rest of your Tuesday evening. Speaking of, temperatures are going to stay in the 80s here tonight. Not much relief from the wind though, so that is one thing. It is a little bit still and kind of stagnant outside. So if you're in that direct sun, you're not getting any little bit of a breeze. You do notice how hot it is outside for sure. Don't get me wrong, but if you're in the shade or you get a quick breeze, which not many of us are going to see tonight, you start to get a little bit of relief out there. Now tomorrow, humidity starts to increase just a little bit. We stick with that muggy air through Thursday and even into Friday as the humidity starts to go up a little bit more. And then with that on Friday, we'll begin to see those rain chances increasing too, especially as we get into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. That's when it looks like we start to see some scattered showers, maybe even a thunderstorm rolling into the area. So if you have plans to be outside on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday at this point, all the forecasts are kind of touch and go in terms of rain chances. Right now, we do have that air quality alert in effect for the Cincinnati metro, surrounding counties, as well as our southeastern Indiana communities north of 74. So if you have any breathing ailments like asthma or anything like that, limit prolonged time outside, especially between about noon and 8 o'clock. You'll have to do the same for tomorrow too. The Southwest Ohio Air Quality Agency actually decided to extend this alert into tomorrow. And I wouldn't be surprised if at this point we see that continue into Thursday, just because it is going to still stay pretty hot outside and it stays pretty sunny outside as well on Thursday. We don't see a huge change in our weather pattern, high pressure in control for now, until we get to Friday. Once that happens on Friday, we'll start to see those rain chances going up for us, but up until that point, it's going to stay dry outside. We'll stay with a clear sky overnight. You might see a little bit of river fog showing up tomorrow morning, but otherwise a really quiet forecast out there for the rest of your Wednesday, with high temperatures tomorrow likely topping out a little bit closer to about 91 outside, and then by the time we get to Thursday, about 92 for that high temperature. Friday, again, if you've got plans in the morning, looks like that's going to be okay. But once we get into Friday afternoon and evening, that's when we'll have to watch for those rain chances to start to go up. Same for Saturday and Sunday. But with that, I do think there is still going to be some dry time built in. A little bit too soon to say when. Crank up a little bit. I'll show you how hot it feels in the next couple of days and when some rain tries to return coming up. We head into the second half of the week and this upcoming weekend. They start to come back into our forecast. I'll show you when you're most likely to run into that rainfall and how high that humidity gets in the next few days coming up. You're watching Cincinnati's WLWT News 5 and we'll be right back. 87 in Cincinnati. We have 87 degrees in Hamilton as well. Still a little bit of a heat index as a factor out there. Feels more like 93 once you factor in the humidity. That's something that is going to actually increase over the next couple of days. This evening, not as bad as it's going to feel tomorrow, but even tomorrow I think should feel much better than where we were a couple of weeks ago. I know I keep saying that, but really I just wanted to get across that we're not looking at those triple digit heat indices here for the rest of the week, more so mid 90s will kind of carry us through the rest of the work week. High pressure is still going to help keep us dry for the rest of tonight and then tomorrow as well, looking to be another dry day. Because it's dry outside, we do have the air quality alert in effect through tomorrow for the Cincinnati metro. Also seeing that air quality alert in effect at least until midnight tonight for areas north of 74 in southeast Indiana. Wouldn't be surprised if both of these actually get extended through Thursday, because that's how much longer our dry stretch of weather is going to stick around. So we're not seeing a huge difference with our weather pattern through Thursday, but starting on Friday, it will start to change a little bit. This evening, temperatures remain in the 80s, so if you are going to be out this evening or just, grilling out still tonight, overall should be really pleasant for that. We will see the potential for a little bit of patchy fog developing overnight as temperatures dip down to about 70 by tomorrow morning, so another warm start to the day tomorrow. That humidity increasing just enough to where it feels like the mid-90s tomorrow afternoon. I should mention with that air quality alert, if you're somebody who has any sort of breathing ailments, asthma, things like that, try to limit prolonged periods of time outside, especially exercise or anything like that, from about noon all the way through about this time tomorrow, possibly even into Thursday as well. Now, as we head into the weekend, we will start to see a few weather impact days on the board because rain returns here starting on Friday, primarily holding off until Friday afternoon or even evening. And then this upcoming weekend, still have that chance in there for some hit and miss showers, possibly some thunderstorms around on Saturday. It's not going to be something that everybody ends up seeing, but still, it's a possibility out there on Saturday that we've got that rain rolling through the area. So it's still going to be a weather impact day. For the rest of tonight, still quiet and dry outside. Again, maybe some river fog developing by tomorrow morning, but overall looks like it's going to be another nice day tomorrow. Very little cloud cover out there, and then into Thursday, a very similar day as well. Friday brings us that rain chance, so if you are going to be out on Friday or if the kids are heading off to camp still on Friday, looks like the Friday morning time frame is still going to be the dry part, but then once we get into the afternoon or the evening, rain chances are going to be a little bit more scattered, possibly a thunderstorm out there as well. Still plenty hot too, about 92.
Awesome to
Yes.
deal with.
I was so happy to see that announcement.
Yes.
It's going to be the season of the comeback, whether it's her or Alcaraz. They're both making the big
You're
comeback.
right. You're right.
All right, thanks for joining us here at 7 o'clock. Next